are continuing renewable sources of energy, and in last class what I told you about renewable source of energy, the sources of energy which recovers in the nature after their use due to high rate of production than that of the consumption are called renewable sources of energy. We can say the same renewable sources of energy this way also. The sources of energy which when once used again recovers in the nature by the natural processes and it never finishes in the nature. This type of sources of energy are called renewable sources of energy. There are many renewable sources of energy, just like solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy, biomass energy, etc. But today we are going to focus on biomass energy. And there are few definitions and few terms which are very similar to each other, and I want to pick up those terms and I want to differentiate which is a little between them in front of you. Now, what are these terms? I have written all this. Look at this. First, what is biomass? What do you mean by biomass? Looking at this word biomass, it can be understood very easily that probably it is the mass of plant body and the mass of animal waste. Correct? The same is called biomass, but we can define this way: the waste material of living things like cattle dung and the dead parts of plant like agricultural waste, firewood, etc. are called biomass. These masses are called what? Biomass. Now another term, biofuel, which is closely related with the same mass. If you are told to write about biofuel, or if you are asked what is biofuel, you can say this way. Look at this: the fuel obtained from the biomass of plant and animal is called biofuel. The same mass is if used as fuel, then that is biofuel. But if not used as fuel, it's just the biomass. Okay. Now, third term, similar to each other. They are very similar to each other, maybe a little confusing to you. Look at this third term, biomass energy. Mass of plant body and animal waste which is used to produce heat energy is called biomass energy. The same thing when burnt or when used to get heat energy, then this is called what? Biomass energy. It can be further categorized into three categories. One, solid biomass energy. Another, liquid biomass energy. And third, gas biomass energy. Solid biomass energy can be taken as like firewood, cow dung cake, etc. Firewood and cow dung cake, when burnt, then we'll get heat energy, and this heat energy is utilized in cooking food. And in villages, the cow dung cake is also used to make the room warm in winter season. Now next, what I told you, liquid form of biomass energy. What is it? Very common is alcohol. Alcohol is liquid form of biomass energy, and this pure alcohol can be used to run vehicles also. When it is burnt, it gives lot of heat energy. Now third biomass energy is biogas. Biogas, which is commonly called gobar gas also, which is also actually the methane gas. And if we have to write about biogas, we can say this way: gas obtained by the anaerobic decomposition of cattle dung. Anaerobic decomposition means what? The decomposition of the organic material in the absence of oxygen is called anaerobic decomposition. But the same is if decomposed in the presence of oxygen, that is called aerobic decomposition. That's why we are concerned now with anaerobic decomposition. Look at this: gas obtained by the anaerobic decomposition of cattle dung, which mainly contains methane gas, is called biogas. When cattle dung is decomposed in the absence of oxygen, then we get methane gas, and methane is inflammable gas which burns, and it is used in cooking purpose, and it is also used to light the rooms in villages. This way biogas can be defined. So today I made you very clear about very confusing terms. What were they? Biomass, biofuel, biomass energy and biogas. Next class we'll continue the renewable source of energy with wind energy and geothermal energy. This much for today.